Hold on, I can't think. I'm gonna start taking it home. Okay. So, my washer had taken a shit, I think on last Sunday or Sunday before, I can't remember. And Anna told me to get a portable washer. So I did. I used it for the first time today. First of all, shout out to Anna because she helped me figure this shit out because I was having a hard time with the last part getting hooked up. Okay, so it's in my bathroom and this is what it looks like. I don't know if this is its permanent home, but it's its home for right now. I did 3 loads of laundry today and I like watching it like fill up. I just crashed into this wall. I like watching it fill up, and it doesn't have an agitator in it, and I don't know, the clothes came out cleaner and stuff. I liked it, and it got dried faster. So shout out to Anna because I went and got it without her. Today at work I did more training with the new hire. She's amazing. So she was telling me today, because I'm like, hey, do you have any questions before we start about anything you learned today that I need to go over? And she's like, no, but I feel like I want to try to do things on my own. I was like, okay. I'm like, do you want to take the lead on the next case? She's like, yeah. So she did really good. I was so proud of her. And then we did the next case, which is taking the lead on, but that one got a little complicated. So she did see some more complex stuff with it, but I was super proud of her, like super proud of her. So shout out to her. She's doing amazing. What else? I finally stopped bleeding like yesterday or the day before from the procedure, and I'm happy, but my period is it said it's gonna start tomorrow, so we're gonna see if it starts tomorrow. If it does, then I'll still be on my period for my birthday, so yay. I don't know why this procedure couldn't count as a period, but it will not. So I was bleeding for days off of it though. So I had it on the 15th, today is the 21st, so I think I was bleeding for like 3-4 days. What else? Not much else. Oh, well, I did have like an encounter with my ex today. It was kind of weird. He popped up out of like nowhere with this one. So he was talking about my friend from middle school. Okay, so we were elementary school. We've been knowing each other forever, ever. And I guess she watches his stories. So he's like, why are your friends sneak watching? How is she sneak watching if it's coming directly from her account? But she's sneak watching. He said that she was looking for me. She knows where I'm at, so I don't think that either. But she could be nosy. I mean, why she's watching, I don't know. So he was like, oh, well, you should probably tell her that, or something about me being with Terrell. And I was like, oh, well, thanks for letting me know I'm with him. He's like, you're with him? And I was like, well, that's what you said. And he was like, well, are you? I was making an assumption. I literally had never said that. Now, mind you, I have regulars on my channel that I speak of regularly. He's one of them, yes. But then there's Jeremy and there's Jamal and then there's Basic Bitch. How he felt that I was with Terrell when I mentioned that I haven't seen this man since 2021. I don't know. I don't know how I ended up with him out of everyone, but I'm with him apparently. So then after I told him I wasn't with him, he asked me if I ever thought about taking him back, and I never answered that. And then he sent me the eyeball emojis, but I just never answered back on that one. I don't want to cross any like weird lines, and I don't know, so that was weird. But I felt like he just talked to me about a girl. He told me that he wanted to put kids up in this woman, but he's worried about who I'm with. If you're ready to put kids with your blanks up in this woman, why are you worried about who I'm dealing with? Like, you clearly found your person in a week and was ready to just bust and fire them shots off. I'm just a man eater. I'm just like, anyways, yeah. So, unfortunately, because you know, God don't like ugly. He don't like me. He made it so that my period is gonna be on my birthday. So, I'm probably not gonna do nothing. Although CJ did let me know I have other options, so there are other options, but I don't know if I'm gonna be doing any of those options because I don't know. My period's really bad. I mean, sex does help, but I don't know if I know anybody that I'm ready to run red lights with. So other than like Jeremy runs red lights, he stops to eat and enjoy the view at red lights. So sorry, mama. But yeah, not everybody is red light worthy. You know, I don't know if I'm ready to get messy with just anybody. So yeah, girl. Anyways, so I just found out that I'm in a relationship. And I don't know what to do with that because that means I'm cheating, which means I ain't shit. I just learned I ain't shit. All from my ex, and I believe he was pretty much already telling me that while we were married, so I guess I learned nothing new. Ooh, okay, y'all. Hola, mi gente, ¿cómo estás? How you doing? How you doing? Okay. So today was biopsy results day. I went there, and every pregnant person in El Paso was at the OBGYN, and I know it's gonna sound weird, but I'm not used to seeing people pregnant at my OBGYN. So I was like, oh god, there's a lot of pregnant people. It's the GYN, like, yeah, so yeah, these are gonna be some summer babies, meaning that, you know, in the winter and fall they was getting it popping. But anyways, so I went, they gave me my number 13 room as usual, honey. First they were gonna put me in 14, then they put me in 13. You know, the lady that checks me in, she's always telling me what's going on, what's tea. So we dish a little bit and then she hurries up and puts me back. I hear people laughing and joking and having fun. So I'm feeling like, okay, you know, I was like, one way or another, you know, I just gotta figure this shit out. But getting an answer is kind of what I was hoping for, but I'm still kind of like scared. So she comes in and she's like, how are you doing? And I'm like a little nervous, you know, waiting on these results, girl, just come in and spit it out. So she was like, everything looks good. Now, it's not that I'm disappointed that it looked good, but I was kind of disappointed that I still don't have an answer as to why I'm bleeding the way that I am and why things are happening the way that I am and why they've always been like that. So she's like, I ran your labs, I ran everything. Like, you're not close to menopause. Your numbers are like great. Like, we don't have an indication of when it's gonna come, but your numbers are like, you still be getting, you know. So she's like, you know, may I suggest that we put you on birth control? Yeah, I was like, I want to know why my uterus was, you know, my endometrial wall was thick. Why was it thick? Now, for me, when I looked at my timeline of when all this happened, I was ovulating. And so she's like, yeah, it depends on what, you know, part of your cycle you're in. I was like, I was ovulating. And she's like, yeah, that's probably why. And I'm like, but do I even ovulate? And she was like, you know, your numbers look like everything's in working order. Here I am, like, thinking I'm nearing the end. That felt like a finale. That period almost took me the fuck out. Like, I was like, Kiwana, if you stab me just right, this gon' end. They'll have to take it out then. But I'm happy that I don't have cancer. I asked her if it, like, when she did the transvaginal ultrasound, if it showed like other parts of my body so she could see if there was anything going on anywhere else. That all looked good. My hormones look great. Everything looked good. She checked me for fibroids, like anything that would justify me getting a hysterectomy. She looked for that avenue and she was like, you know, birth control. I'm like, this just feels real weird, bro. Like being 44 and getting on birth control again. And so she's like, well, we don't have any like real data of you coming and having birth control. So what we have to do is, I mean, you're still going through like, you know, everything on time, your period's like not showing signs of changing or anything like that, indicating, you know, that we're nearing the end. So like basically, because I still get everything scheduled on time, my periods are heavy like they always been, like nothing about them is changing except for this last one felt like it was gonna take me out, and that was my birthday present. But yeah, so I'm getting on birth control, a very low dose, like the lowest of the lowest doses, and she said it would be good and I could take it till I'm 54 fucking years old, and then they would transition me to hormone replacement therapy type shit. So basically everything's functional, she works just fine, and I don't have anything wrong with me, which fibroids would have been something that they would have been like, okay, take her out. Or PCOS, I was tested for that. Nope, I don't have anything going on with me. No, none of my levels are showing anything at all. The beard that I get every month doesn't indicate a gosh darn thing. So yeah, we are happy to report that I do not have cancer, so hallelujah. But that just means I'm gonna continue to bleed out for the rest of my life, according to these lab results that are not showing any declining hormones whatsoever. I am kind of grateful a little bit because it pushes off the dry years a little bit further down the line. And the last time I got it popping, when was that? Mother's Day. It was working in working order, so that's what I needed to know, that I could still get juicy, okay? Because I was just feeling kind of like locked out the game for a minute, but now I'm like, hey, she's working. Hold on, what am I gonna take on my size? How you doing? Hey, Lynn. Okay. Today is actually my dog's birthday, Raiden, so happy birthday, Raiden. My birthday was a few days ago. Let me tell you, my app told me that I was starting my period on my birthday. She didn't lie. She didn't lie at all. So I had that day off, and I'm basically laying in the fetal position and crying the entire weekend, and that's how I spent my birthday. 44. So yeah, Jer Bear told me I had a few things coming. He bought my Shein cart for me, so thank you, baby. And then he bought me a couple of other things, which I'm excited for. He's been going through it, so I didn't really expect him to remember. Plus, I normally don't tell anybody my birthday. I'd say it's like at the end of May and not give an exact date, because my ex taught me to not have any expectations, like at all, like for a birthday or anything. Now my ex did get me a present for Mother's Day, but which I wasn't expecting. It was a George Foreman grill, so he's like, bitch, you need to get skinny. You got too many chins, you got too many rolls. So he got me that. I appreciate it. I haven't used it. He wanted to know what the kids thought about it. They didn't think about it. So that's what they thought. They were just like, oh, and pretty much that's it. I just always had to learn to be grateful for whatever, because number one, it's nice, like, hey, people getting you a gift, but like, I'm not gonna mention who the friend is, but like my friend said, she's like, he's like saying he wants you back and all this stuff. So she thought he was gonna get a birthday I was gonna get a birthday present too. And I was like, one thing about him that's always been held true, he will do one or the other. My birthday has both things in the month, so he'll do one or the other. He would not do both, even if we were together. You can't get both. You can't get two things in 1 month from him. So I was like, no, he's never been able to actually be consistent with any of that stuff. That's not his thing at all. This period made me feel like something is really, really wrong, or I'm about to just not have periods after a while. I was like, what if this is a finale? What if this is like, she's done? The eggs are gonna stop, like everything's gonna stop. What if this was a final thing? Because she had me curled up in the fetal position. I didn't leave my room. I went to go pick up some food that Jerry Bear ordered for me at the front door, which is Wingstop. And I came back to my room. I laid down. So I literally stayed in my room the entire time. I was trying to power through 3 times to get out the house and go do some fuck shit. I just couldn't get out, couldn't get up, I couldn't do anything. I was supposed to get a pedicure. I could not do even that. Like, that's how excruciating it is, and it's still cramping right now. I just figured I have to do what I have to do for work, obviously. I was gonna have this day off, but I volunteered to work this day. And I don't know, I was initially going to get the pay, but now I'm kind of thinking I want the day off because I'm not feeling it. I'm still a little dizzy, y'all. I'm still a little bit dizzy, and my stomach is cramping right now. I don't want to go back to work, but I have to work today and I have to work tomorrow in order to get my pay, so that's great. But we'll see. I've just started gaining my leave and everything back, so I can finally start saving up for leave. I'm looking at some places I want to go, and I still have to do an NBA game this year, so obviously next season. Hope you guys have a wonderful Monday. You're probably with your family and doing normal shit that most people that have today off are doing, other than me. But yeah, I'm in the dungeon, I'm in the lab, I'm in the laboratory, and I put a curtain up over there, so it's like a little office, and it's closed off from the kitchen, and then it keeps the house cool because these are blackout curtains, child. So I enjoy them barely. And anyways, I'm probably late for lunch, so let me go back and see. This is the most energy I've had since my period started to even record like anything at all, and not want to do anything other than cry. So yippee. Alright, I love you guys. Wish me luck. I don't know what to do. Alright, let me gente, como estás? How you doing? 9/11. Okay. I just ripped off my nails. I got a portable washer. I think I told you guys about it, and there's a leak, so basically I had to take it out of my wall. It wasn't like it's take off, you know, a couple things, unplug it and do some things, and go look to see where it might be leaking from. I noticed a screw came out, but I'm like, that for surely can't be the reason. So I was thinking it was a hose. It was the hose. So I can return it for a refund, but I don't want to. So until the 14th, that's when my warranty kicks in, because I won't be able to return it anymore. Well, the 15th basically. So I'm gonna hold on to it until then, and then they can send me a replacement. That's the goal, at least. I don't have the box because unfortunately what had happened was, unfortunately what happened was I was getting the box ready to like cut it up and downsize it. So I took it into the living room, and my dog had explosive diarrhea. And you're probably like, wow, that's really nice that he pooped on the box. He did his solid poops on the box, and the explosive diarrhea is next to it. So he was halfway good. All these things happen while I'm at work. I find shit and pee and all kinds of shit before I go to work, right before or right after, or on a break. Wearing my lunch. Yeah, just, yeah. So I don't have that box anymore, and it seemed like it had a faulty bottom anyways, because as soon as we lifted it before cutting it, like the thing just came out the bottom. So yeah, so I'm just gonna hold on to it. I mean, it's already June 2nd, so what's 2 weeks, right? Till then, I duct taped it, and I'm about to wash a mini load right now just to see if that did anything. Otherwise, we're just gonna have to make sure a towel is there, because it's not like absorbent amounts of water, but it's enough to get to my baseboard, and I don't want to do that. So there's that. I don't know why all day today I've been having to remind myself that healing is not linear. It's something I tell my daughter all the time because of, you know, things that are going on in life in general. It's just not linear. And today I felt extremely triggered, and then I started looking for houses because I was like, you know what, I don't want to go through this all the time, every time. So I need to get out of this house, I think. Or maybe it's just something I have to give myself grace with, and I don't give myself a lot of grace. As soon as I start feeling like uncomfortable, I want to move. And so because I've been pulling that washer in and out of my bathroom like for a couple days now, and there's a hole in my wall. Not a hole, but there's like a dent in my wall. It's small, so it's not like a huge ass dent, but it's small enough, but it's noticeable for me because I know what it's from. And so today, looking at it, I was very much triggered looking at it. All the flashes of what caused that dent just came into my head, and I started feeling emotional, you know? I had such high hopes for this house, this move, everything, and I don't know why. I don't know why, because it's not like everything had just started here and I started experiencing like abuse here. That wasn't the case. But I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know what triggers it. Sometimes going to my closet triggers it because he would box me in there and not move, and sometimes going in the kitchen does it. And I hate having these memories tied to the house that I fought for, that I put my blood, sweat, and tears into, that I've been holding down. Like, I hate that these memories are tied to this. So today I was like, I need to get out of here. Maybe I need time away from it. Maybe just time away from the house. I don't know. I did go to the movies. I did watch the Planet of the Apes movies. I did leave depressed. But that's pretty much common for that movie anyways. I don't know. I have to give myself grace. I just have to. Yeah, I just have to give myself grace, I guess. Today is my first day of my birth control pill. I don't know if that is what's causing me to feel so much nerve damage today or what, but I have a lot of nerve pain today. So I don't know if that's that. I find myself also like apologizing to my kids a lot for not leaving sooner, you know, not being strong enough sooner, not having the guts sooner, and not finding my strength until later. I apologize to them over and over again because I feel bad. I allowed them to witness a very lopsided relationship. I allowed them to see in abuse in different forms. Luckily, they've never seen any physical violence. I think he was very much careful about that. I appreciate it. And I just feel bad a lot. I think about how much of their life was filled with not feeling loved by this person, and I feel bad. Because one thing I do look at is my parents, right? And my mom took a risk and a second chance. I don't think I'm gonna ever be brave enough to do that, because I let this stuff go on far too long, and I think I am far too damaged. But she took that risk. She left in her 20s and she took that risk, and she found somebody that was a good example of a hardworking person. My mom is psychotic, so it's on her now, you know. At what point does it all just level out? Like 20s, I understand, like there's a bunch of hormones trying to settle themselves, so you might be a little like firecracker, not express things. In your 30s, I feel like you should be mellowing out, and by your 40s, okay, women are going through menopause and maybe might kick it up a little bit, but by the time they're in their 60s, I just feel like it should be peaceful. And then you think of how much like time you give to other people. You only have the end to yourself. You only have the end, and even then you might not have that to yourself. But that's neither here nor there. I had my grandpa, who was a positive example. I had my dad, who was a positive example. I even had my friend's husband, who was a positive example, and my kids always refer to him every time. They're like, Dante, 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 and I'm happy they have that. I'm sad I couldn't provide that for them. And then I think back to these moments. Taj had said it like a few times, and I always laugh, but then I always get sad, because I'm like, I don't remember how the conversation came up, but it was about having a dad, and he was like, I don't need a dad, I have you. You've been my dad. While everybody thinks that's adorable on Mother's Day, I don't. I would much rather them feel like they had a dad. Maybe he wasn't good to me, and that's fine, but I wish that he was always good to them, you know? Having an absentee father in your face is probably way worse than having what I had, which was a piece of shit dad that wasn't around. He basically said fuck me maybe a month or so ago, my father, and decided that he wasn't gonna talk to me anymore. And he can die on that mountain for all I fucking care, because he didn't do enough for me to notice, you know? But it was the gall, it was the gumption that he had to say fuck me when I was the one that reached out to him, when I was the one that was developing the relationship with him. The gall and the gumption of him to be like fuck her because I didn't want to deal with him abusing women, you know? Like, I don't want that energy around me. If I keep him around me, then I should keep my ex in here. It's this, they have the same exact energy. They are very charismatic people for other people, but the people that fucking matter, no, not at all. So fuck you too, Stephen Webb, because I could care less if you give a fuck about me living or dying, because I could give a fuck about you. But his wife, I love you, and thank you for being a bonus mom for me. I appreciate everything that you do. And Snap, which would be the dog, I love you, best fur brother ever. He has arthritis, and it makes me sad because Wolf has arthritis too, and I have arthritis too. I hope it's not these birth control pills that's gonna make me like cry all the time, because I feel like my menopause is gonna be like hell, like crying all the time. And y'all already saw that. Like, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, you can look my piece of shit father up. I mean, you guys probably could look me up anyways. What don't you know? But that would be him. And yeah. What a roller coaster healing is, right? I feel so good for so long, and then something just hits me, and I'll walk and I'll get a flash in my head like, this is crazy. It's crazy. it's crazy, and I'm always trying to do the right thing, always moving with intention, and sometimes it's just not right. Sometimes it's just not the right answer, and sometimes being the nice guy isn't the answer. I think about my grandfather. He's like, we're just alike. What about the last things he said to me? And he's like, look out for you, take care of you. I'm so sorry about that. I don't know if that break is going to be helpful at all, but I've mentioned it a few times, and I get stuck in these moments where I feel like I need to do everything for everyone. I have to be everything for everyone, and being there for myself is crazy, which is why I brought up the apology thing to my kids. I never apologized to myself for not being strong enough, for not leaving sooner, for not getting the strength. When there's times that my ex and I would talk, it was like recent, and he would be like, I already apologized for those things. The scar is still here, but the pain is still here, and no apology is gonna take that away. No apology can change that. I don't know. I'm gonna sage my home because maybe there's an energy here. He was by here like on Tuesday, I think. They didn't sage my home after that, and maybe that's the feelings I've been having. And sometimes, even though he didn't come in, even though he didn't do anything but ring the doorbell and leave, sometimes it feels violating. That he knows where I live and he can just show up. He doesn't. He doesn't. I mean, I think he dropped off something that he may have thought was his in the mailbox. But sometimes it feels violating. Like he has that option. And that's another thing that makes me kind of want to just give up the house, because I don't know. I want to know. I don't know if I want him to know where I have. That's an access that, like I said, he doesn't use it, but it just seems unfair. Yeah, he gave me his address, but I wouldn't just show up to his house, by his house, or anything like that. I don't know. I just need to get some things off my chest, I guess. You guys are the unfortunate souls that have to listen to me go through emotional ups and downs and healing that is not linear, that I need to give myself grace for, that I don't know how to, because I feel bad, because I fucked up my two greatest gifts by being weak. It sucks. I wish I knew how to take all the pain, all the rejection, everything away and just take it from them. When my mom used to kiss me to take my illness away, I wish it was just that simple. I wish it was just that easy. And so I find myself battling dark, dark times right now because I'm being triggered by things I look at every day. Crazy, right? Crazy how life is.
it's really sad, to be honest, because my mind, I can feel it slipping at times. There's times I can't recall words, or it's like I glitch. We were watching Planet of the Apes, I kept calling gorillas guinea pigs, and it's like the mind glitches. But yeah, what if I'm left with a fucked up mind that replays this memory on a loop? Definitely want to go get checked for like Alzheimer's or something, or dementia, I don't know, something that is fucking with my brain. Or it could just be the wonderful 40s where I forget, interchange words, stuff like that. But I don't want a mind that's broken that plays its life on a loop. I want to remember the good stuff. I want to remember the happy things. And I think, like, even though there were some hard moments, a lot of my happy moments, he wasn't here. Having my 2 children, he wasn't here. And you know what I mean? Like, there's so many moments that he wasn't even around for. I'm having like nerve pain in my head too. Oh god. Oh god. It's crazy. I think I'm gonna just go. I made a pot pie and my child stole my last one, so I had to order another one. Alright, well, my son has an appointment tomorrow that I forced him to take because I've been worried about him, his health and everything, and I need him to get new glasses, so I need to get a referral so he can get new glasses. And I have Kimana's appointment coming up at the end of the month. I'll be attending that because she's nervous. What else? I think I need to get an ultrasound. I haven't had an ultrasound on my stomach, and I feel like something's going on in my stomach, so I think I want to see if I can get an ultrasound scheduled. And I just gotta pull myself up by the boots. I'm glad that they didn't come back with any bullshit about my test results being inconclusive, because I would be liable to go crazy about having to go through that biopsy again. That should hurt. Finding out they have a fully functional uterus in your 40s. They have that side of TikTok that has the geriatric mothers that are so loud and so proud, and who knows if they had infertility issues. And I'm happy for each and every one of them, and I'm glad that they were able to conceive. But let's normalize people that don't want to do that. Let's normalize people that don't want to have kids and be fine with that too. Because I don't want any more kids. It would take a very special person, event, probably a very drunk night, a very drunk night, that I would consider any more kids. Okay, the other thing that I'm kind of freaking out about is Wolf. He's not showing signs of wanting to eat unless I hand feed him, and so that's making me nervous because we had an incident with the balloon. I don't think he ate any of it, but because he spit it out. But I'm like concerned because he doesn't show like signs of wanting food unless it's our food, which does make me confused. So maybe he's just not feeling the food, so maybe I need to switch foods again. I'm trying to get out of my head, I'm trying to get out of my heart, and just, I don't know. There's so many things like I want to tell people that are invested in my life, and I can't. I'm scared to talk to Jeremy directly about it. I'm scared to confide in him about flashbacks, and I realized when I did talk to him about certain things about my relationship, I wasn't very, like, I was kind of vague, but I think he read between a lot of the lines because it's kind of easy to, because, well, when we first started talking, he's like, why did you guys split up? I'm very vague about it. I don't know why I protect him in the way that I do, and maybe it's just something I was used to doing, but, you know, I was just like, we wanted different things out of life, and we ended it, we just grew apart. And he's like, yeah, he's like, yeah, a lot of people say that when they don't want to say what really happened. And I'm like, no, we did, we just grew apart, you know. He was in one place in his life, I was in another. There was a night that he spent the night with me, and he touched me in the middle of the night, and I quickly, like without a thought, grabbed the knife from underneath my bed and took the sheath off, and I was like holding it up to him because I was afraid. Now, he thought he was rather impressed at how my mind worked in my sleep, but he said that's not a normal response. He's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, it's just, you know, we're living alone, and you know, I've had to be more on guard because it's just us, even though it's the same on guard I had to be with him here. Actually, more on guard with him here. He's like, okay. And one night, you know, oh, it's on, baddies is on, y'all, more fights. One night he was trying to like get me to talk more about it because Wolf's reaction to things and my reaction to things. And so, because like Wolf trusts him wholeheartedly, but there was a time where he was like kind of standing close to me, and he's playing around, so I wasn't like intimidated or anything, but Wolf reacted to that, and so he felt some like, he's like, you know, he's never growled at me, he's never like had anything, and I'm like, yeah, he's just really protective at times. He doesn't like people in my face, and that's his dad. Like, he loves that man to death. Like, he loves him more than me. Like, he hasn't talked to him probably because he's been going through his own things, and he's so sad. He's so sad. I'm the worried, but I have to stay strong for my son, of course, you know. But he notates mannerisms and things that we do that indicate things happen in our past between me and Wolf, you know. Like his quickness to get, like, if he sees him come towards me, his quickness to be like automatically think he's a threat. And that was going on for like a little minute. Like, he trusted him, he let him hold him, he felt his aura was good, but when he came to me, he was like, I trust him with my body, but I don't trust you with my mom's body. And that's how he would move. Eventually he got over that, and we were actually able to touch, and he wouldn't get mad or anything, but he took it like that. And then Jamal too, he would ask me certain questions because there's just certain things that I couldn't handle, you know. And so they take the time to notate things that are going on with me, and I appreciate that, and I love them like immensely for that, because far and few look out for me, far and few give a damn about me, you know. And to have them be some of my aces, I appreciate it wholeheartedly. And I've just literally had to give up on some people in my life just because it's very one-sided, and I don't want to go in a one-sided relationship again. I don't want to do any of that stuff again. And though my heart feels like sad, it's just, I have to honor my grandpa and look out for what he felt that he saw in me that I'm gonna give until I have nothing to give anymore. God, my ears are kind of big. I never noticed it. Did you guys? My grandpa had big ears. And also, my boyfriend from high school, his mom, I remember notating like them both saying like big ears is a sign of giving. I don't know why that stuck in my head, but it did. like small ears is stingy. I never paid attention. There's a guy named T something, not Terrell, it was like, I don't know, Taryn, I don't know what his name was. He had very, very, very small ears, but he was the sweetest person I ever knew when I was a teenager. And he was short, and I don't think he got a lot of play back then, but I was just super, like, I liked being around him. I liked his energy, you know. I've been getting a scab over my ear too. Anyways, I'm about to go tell Kimono Baddies is on, and just try to focus. Gotta get back into my mindset. I gotta manifest great things for myself and my family, because that's what's important. And I gotta look out for me and my family, because that's important. And so those are the things that I gotta put on the top of my list of priorities, because that's what's important, is us, our mental health. And right, mine is declining. My period made a decline. The biopsy had me anxiety driven. Like, I just been going through a lot in the last like couple months. Right now, I don't know if this is depression, but I'm calling it depression because I can't tell what's going on with me mentally. Like, I don't know. It just could be a lot of PTSD, and it's putting me in a bad space. But, you know, Allah's got me. I'm gonna be fine. I always like bring myself through at the end of the day, and I will continue to do so. It's just hard. It's just hard. And my body's like rejecting a lot of things right now, like just a lot of rejection. Like alcohol, I can't really drink right now. I don't know what's going on, but my body is like, no. So yeah. Alright, well, let me go. I love you guys. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.